I'm Warren Lieberman. Welcome to Thoughts from an Old Man. This channel has a central theme Thoughts from an Old Man. In other words, me yakking. I've been a student of life for over 80 years, and on occasion a doer of stupid things, and have experiences ranging from veteran, teacher, salesman, and administrator of a religious nonprofit, and possesses a bachelor's and master's degree in education. If you like Thoughts from an Old Man, please subscribe by clicking the button on the bottom right of the screen. I hope you enjoy this episode of Thoughts from an Old Man on youtube.com/at Warren Lieberman 1816. Welcome to another episode of Thoughts from an Old Man. I hope you'll dig up some old memories with fondness, given to us today by our old friend Nostalgia. Continue listening to relive a few special moments with me. With age comes nostalgia, a wish for some long ago memory, skill, weight, favorite car, first kiss, or first love to reappear. At 80 plus, I have a long history with nostalgia. Nostalgia is usually a familiar memory, a desired time, or it's just something missing. We long for those memories from long ago. No one would want to revisit unpleasant events. At 80 plus, the past is full of pleasant and unpleasant memories. Let's leave the unpleasant memories for your therapist and dwell on the good ones today. Who wouldn't want to return to some nostalgic past? Lurking in the back of our minds is a wish to relive a moment or two, or perhaps savor it for its joy, or to make a different choice. Have a do-over with a pleasant event. That would be nice. Change the past to make today a little different. I spent a year in Thailand and wish now I had seen more or done more. That year is a blur of working on a military radio station with very few precious memories, other than a lingering desire to see and enjoy the country with a mature appreciation. Through contacts from a Facebook affinity group of Thailand veterans, I am at times jealous of those who stayed there or returned. 3 weeks in Korea are gone with the missing photographs. 2 months in Germany are a blur. Only a few mental images are pulled out of my skull with the help of a dozen photos. There are other events I would love to relive for the sheer joy. Teenage bike rides with my childhood friends. That one I retold in poetic form is in the description links. I shared this poem with a childhood friend, and he loved those moments too. Trips in my late teens to Greenwich Village, New York. My first fishing trip. Maybe it's just a desire to see and be with old childhood friends. The day I met my wife, Iris. In Stephen King's book, 11/23/63, we read about a time traveler, Jake, who accidentally goes back in time to prevent the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. He's transported to 1958 and must live until November 23rd, 1963, to fulfill his goal. While living in our past, his past, no. While living in our past, he reflects fondly on memories, many of the joys of those days. The full taste of a real home-cooked meal, home-delivered milk, unlocked doors, and the trusting nature of people are just a few elements of the past that Jake enjoys. At times, the reader gets the impression he'd prefer to remain in the past rather than return to the present day. He's actually not living in the past he remembers, but one that is familiar and close in his time to his comfort level. Oddly, Jake never lived during the story. Writing this made me want to reread his wonderful book. My daughter-in-law once gave me a homemade bar of shaving soap. I don't remember using soap and a brush shave as growing up, but given when I grew up, I must have used it at some point. I must have. It was fun once from her, but the second time was not so enjoyable. My shave was okay, but not smooth. This quirky experience left me in desperate need of my Colgate shaving cream and its predictable results. Notwithstanding my moderate disappointment with shaving soap and brush, I still hanker for my 1955 Pontiac for all its faults, our second apartment, the joy of bike riding with no particular destination at age 15. Most of all, I'd love a redo of these special moments. I want to experience riding in my sports car with Iris, remember the exact details of our wedding and the birth of our sons. I wish I would have had a digital and video recorders then to record these moments, but neither existed, so I'm left with my imperfect memory and a few photos. Jake in the story also needed a few present day convenience, his cell phone and medical advances. Please like, subscribe, and share this video from Thoughts from an Old Man on youtube.com at Warren Lieberman 1816. Today is the best day of my life. Nostalgic dreams will have to remain a playful wish. Nostalgia is a useful guide to present day. Make meaningful, pleasant memories today to enjoy in the years to come. Photograph them, write them down, retell them to remember, dream about them. In my Memoirs of an Ordinary Man, I wrote about a brief incident during my 1965 flight overseas. An unplanned stop created a moment that I recreated in writing. I'll quote the final paragraph and a link to the entire very short story in the video description. An idyllic afternoon that was just a brief adventure, but still remembered 50 years later, without any special significance. Nothing happened. My advice is to seize every opportunity for a dip in the water of life. You may never have that chance again. And I'll end with a hope that of making fond memories now for the future. Starting today, both you and me. Hope you enjoyed today's episode and perhaps fondly remember a long forgotten memory. See you next time at youtube.com/@WarrenLieberman1816.